is up, guys, and welcome back to the Sweat It Out podcast. Today is our special Money Vault segment. And guys, we have some interesting topics for you today. Starting off with number one, and I want to say number one because this is something that probably not that many people saw coming, but it came. So, Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey stepping down, and the CTO is stepping in. Brian, what are your thoughts about that?
Good, man. About time, But I will tell you this. I don't know how I feel about Jack Dorsey stepping down. The last time he stepped down and walked away from Twitter, their stock tanked big time. And when he did come back, a few years later, he really turned the company back around to where they're at right now. Yeah. So do I think it's a good move? I think, yeah, you know what? He should step down and explore other things. The guy's a brilliant man. He created a Cash App, Twitter. The guy knows what he's doing. I'm just curious to see what other projects he's going to get involved in. That's what I'm more looking at.
NFTs, crypto. What do you think?
That might be the space that he's in, man. Hey, you never know. I mean, he's in the perfect space to be doing it.
Metaverse?
He might be doing that.
But look, this is what he said. He goes, I've decided to leave Twitter because I believe the company is ready to move on from its founders. Dorsey said in a statement released by Twitter, my trust in Parag as Twitter CEO is deep. His work over the past 10 years has been transformational. I'm deeply grateful for his skill, heart, and soul. It's his time to lead. Then said Dorsey warned of the potential pitfalls when a company founder stays on for too long. What's your thoughts?
I mean, it depends, man. It's a hit or miss because no one's gonna care more than the founders. You're gonna have a deep personal connection to the business, which is good and bad because that could also inhibit you from making, strong business decisions because you're so set on one way. You might not be open to it. There's a lot of companies that still have founders in them. But I think in this case, what he's trying to do, I think it makes sense. Microsoft stepped away. Bill Gates got away from it. And look where they're at right now. Apple, they stepped away from it, and then they brought back Steve Jobs immediately right after. And look where they're at now. And then, unfortunately, Steve Jobs passed away. You have Tim Cook has taken the company to, historic heights. Yeah. And look at Amazon, Jeff Bezos. He stepped down. He stepped down from the CEO role. So I think it's going to be a good move for the company. I have faith in. I think Jack Dorsey is a competent guy. Obviously.
What would you like to see differently now that he's stepping down?
Man, you know what? Just to see how they handled it. There's been a lot of controversy. I'm curious to see how this next one, during the election cycle, how they handle it and how they spread news.
What's your thoughts about the CTO?
If he's been in there for 10 years, the guy knows what he's doing. I'm sure Jack Dorsey groomed him, so he's probably more than ready to step in that role. So I feel confident with him, to be honest with you. I think the stock has more upside for it. And who knows? Probably Twitter gets into the metaverse game.
So I'm also reading some stuff here, saying, and obviously I don't want to go too deep, but I'm hearing some stuff with Parag Agrawal, the new CEO, favors censorship and holds radical views.
Oh, that's his opinion?
Yep. That's his apparently views? That's what I'm reading over here from some article sources.
I mean, Twitter's already, blocking people. So
what do you think about that?
Before I even go, I want to hear your thoughts, man, because you've been asking me my opinion. What do you think about all that?
Man, I'll tell you honestly, I think part of the CEO of Twitter stepping down is because the fact that there was so much backlash going on as well with some of the shit that's been going on with Twitter. I think, you know what I'm talking about. Some of the censorship stuff, some of the things that have been going on. I think it might have inclined them to want to step down as well. I'm not going to lie. That's part of my theory. I'm not saying that the guy doesn't see another opportunity in having somebody else. I'm not saying that. But I think part of that decision-making process had to do with the fact that the heat that has come his way, some of the way that Twitter has been perceived in the last few years because of the shit that's been going on with them. And I think that he wants to move on to other projects and just take some of that, some of that negativity off his hands. He's still the CEO of Square. He still is staying as CEO of the company Square. So, who knows if he's going to keep focusing on that, make that bigger, or he's going to work on another project. But I think it's going to be interesting to see. Now, again, as we see somebody who's stepping in here who very favors censorship and holds radical views, I don't think that's necessarily going to be a great thing, especially if that's something that, you know, you're seeing people are not too happy with. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? You know, who knows what's going to happen under the new CEO? Hopefully nothing crazy happens, but we only will know as time continues on.
Yeah, I mean, the censorship, it's real. It's happening. You know, you let the Taliban go in and talk and say whatever they want on social media, but then you block random people spreading like COVID news. So I don't know, man. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, the fact checkers.
That's, you know, who's fact checking the fact checkers?
Yeah, who is fact checking the fact checkers? Come on now.
So
radicalists out here.
Now let's dive in here to the NFT market. There's been a lot of speculation on it. There's some people coming out saying that the NFT market is gonna pop.
Well, they're talking about a lot of big experts are remaining skeptical about the NFT market because they're saying that the researchers are basically concerned that it may be a bad time to enter the market because it's grown way too big at a way too fast rate under immense hype and speculation. And they're saying that NFT trading volume grew by 38,000% year over year to hit 10.7 billion during the third quarter. And then they're putting an example according to an analyst by Dapper Radar, a company that helps people track NFTs and other decentralized assets. That was basically them saying this. And this said, you know, basically down here saying this may well be the I can't even read this word. Apotheosis. Oh, there we go. The peak in the paradigm of everything bubbles, like you were saying, said Michael Every. He's the head of financial markets research for Asia Pacific. It worries me intensely, even if I fully understand the dynamic that drives younger people in particular. Experts suggest buying an NFT because you want to own it, not because you want to get on the hype. Don't buy it because it's an NFT. That's what the co-founder Vincent said. Buy it because you like the art, or buy it because you think the collectible is cool or the community is cool. You want to participate for the asset, not the underlying technology that powers this.
Yeah, so I think it's a huge bubble, man. I think that's going to pop. You have a bunch of unsophisticated investors jumping into the market. I'm not saying that the people who are investing...
Very young ones, too.
Very young.
We're talking about teenagers,
yeah,
20-year-olds, you know...
Yeah, the problem is that you have so much money flooding the market. I mean, these guys are young. Don't get me wrong. When you have the internet right now and all this information, like Reddit and all these communities and these people are talking, you know, there's a lot of information. People are exchanging their ideas. So the growth and the gap of the learning gap closes very quickly. But the problem is, who are those people that are behind the screen, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get it. And it's going to be interesting, you know, and I kind of have been saying too, like, there's just so much hype around a lot of this going on right now because everybody wants to get on the wheel, the traction. They don't want to be the last one in line. They don't want to miss the wave. You know, everybody's going crazy because they missed the wave of crypto, and now people are like, well, we got to catch this wave. And I think there's also a lot of hype in certain areas of it, and I feel like there's a lot of, like, projects that some of them don't even make sense. But, you know, there's money being thrown at it. But I think it's going to hit a threshold where there's going to be somewhere in the NFT. And this doesn't mean NFTs is here, guys. It's here to stay. I believe in it. I know there's a lot of money to be made in it. I'm currently constantly getting educated around it. I've worked with some projects on it. So I'm understanding myself. And I think there's a lot of importance into it. And I think we have to just figure out how to use these NFTs correctly, or how to be able to invest in them correctly to really understand the how do I say it? To really understand what its main usage is and the importance of it. Because I think also too, this hype train can crash at any moment. And then we're going to see a lot of investors losing money.
This is all hype, man. This is all hype. A lot of these guys, they don't even know what they're buying. I understand the utility of it.
It's perceived value.
Yeah, perceived value only goes for so long.
Yeah.
All right, perceived value only goes for so long, and I know the people will debate me on that. But the issue is that you have a lot of people who are putting money into these things. They have no idea. Perfect example. There was a guy I watched on YouTube. All right, I forgot what this guy is. This young dude. He created a cryptocurrency in one day. Created a fake website.
Fluffy. What
he called
it? Plush. Fluff.
He called it a fluff coin. A fluffy coin. A fluffy coin. The guy just put it out there. This guy is a YouTuber. He doesn't even have 1 million followers, but he's up there. The guy did it, posted it. Then his community went, got the coin, started creating discords on their own. The guy did nothing. He just created the coin just to show people, hey, watch out, this is a scam. Somebody took the coin, started making its own community around it, and people were starting to trade it. The guy ended up getting a market cap. He spent $3,000 to get the coin off the ground, some in the liquidity pool to get it going. Bro, the thing jumped up to $4 million. Come on, man. Come on. Let's be real here.
That's how
everybody
it is.
here. Let's be real.
That's how it is.
This is just it. Right now. I'm not to sugarcoat it. Some of these coins are going to be Beanie Babies. That's it. Some of them are going to hold
Beanie
it.
Babies.
Beanie Babies. They're going to hold on to the coin. And
I know people are still holding on to those Beanie Babies, waiting until each Beanie Baby is like $1 million.
Exactly, man.
Beanie Babies from the 90s.
Yeah, man. Look. I'm not saying that the whole industry is a Beanie Baby. It's not. I'm just saying that what you're buying, you gotta.
You have to make sure what you're buying. You have to understand it. What is the utilities behind it? What does the company really stand for? What are they backing? What is their purpose? Where are they going to be in the future 5 years from now? Like, do your homework behind the project.
Do your homework. And a lot of these people, they're going to get burnt. How many pump and dumps have we seen?
You see celebrities get behind it, influencers get behind it, certain entrepreneurs get behind certain things, and people get hyped and like, whoa.
What about the squid coin? Everyone got screwed with that coin.
Bro. Guys, how can you invest in a coin that doesn't allow you to take your money out? Come on now. How do you invest in something like that?
There you go.
Get out of here.
Explain. I don't. I can't even wrap my head around that.
Guys,
they must sell you the farm for you to do that, not take your money out. But regardless, this was a good topic. I hope you guys stay informed and watch that video that I said. This guy really shines a spotlight in this market and where we're heading to.
Yeah. Next topic. I think this is a very hot one. And I think it's something that I definitely would be, as investors, paying attention to. But here's how are warehouses taking over the United States?
I love it. The warehouses, huh? That's the new hot asset.
Brian, why? Why are warehouses doing this?
I mean, it's tough, man. I mean, look at the market right now. Everything is heading online. That's where the trend is going. So less people are going to places. More people are buying online. What are you starting to see now? Before you even bring a thought in, what is the biggest thing that started blowing up in this industry? Ghost kitchens.
Yes.
So now you go on Uber Eats, you don't even know who these restaurants are. They don't even have a physical place, but they're in a warehouse.
Coming out of a warehouse.
Subdivided into 5 units. You have a ghost kitchen. Different brands are cooking. That's a new business model.
100%. And here's the other thing. As the e-commerce space grows, what do we need more of? We need more warehouse storages to store or to keep these products in place, so that way the company can then distribute it to the consumer. So we need more warehouses. And what's crazy here is they're saying that, especially because you're seeing the trends, obviously the holidays, you always see the differences, the spikes of this. They saw differences in Black Friday. They're saying things with holiday shopping now. Online is bigger than it ever has been. And they're saying that there's a shortage across the United States as distribution centers. Vacancy rates are all-time lows. Nearly 96% of existing industrial space is in use, according to the commercial real estate services by company JLL. And the U.S. may need an additional 1 billion square feet of new industrial space by 2025 to keep up with the demand, and because of the momentum and traction that online and e-commerce is moving at. And it says the industry is effectively sold out through the next year. All right. This is a managing director of global strategy and analytics at Prolegis. And they're saying basically that rents are at all-time highs and pre-leasing rates have skyrocketed, which is when warehouses are leased before construction is even complete. The leasing volume is almost triple, in some cases, to what's being built every year.
Yeah. And the thing is that Amazon really owns that market. They consolidate it. So this is primed. If you own Amazon stock, it's going to keep going even higher because of what is going on. I don't know if you guys know about this, but Amazon, there was an article I was reading, that they have a proprietary software and technology of these robots in these warehouses where they reduce cost, they increase efficiency, but they don't give that to anybody. And they're so cutting edge and advanced. All these other warehouses, if you're not competing with Amazon or you don't have the technology in your infrastructure, how are you going to even compete with companies like Amazon? You're going to get squeezed out. And Amazon's not sharing that piece of technology.
What are other companies out there?
Other companies, other fulfillment centers. These are all.
What are other good ones?
What, to buy? Other companies? Like what?
Yeah, to be able to, similar to an Amazon.
Man, it depends. There's similar to Amazon, probably be Alibaba, but Alibaba's in China. There's really Amazon has Walmart. Walmart's its competition. The thing is that Amazon has its hand in so many different places that they're competing against retail, food distribution. They're competing against everybody.
Yeah. No, I agree, and that's the thing too. They're also competing in the movie industry too, in the TV show industry. They're in everything. They have their hands on everything.
Oh no, they're running it. That's a prime example why Amazon's going to take over, because they have such a strong foothold in this space.
So let me ask you, as an investor, do you think it's a good job to pay attention and look into getting warehouses?
It depends. It has to make sense.
Like what would need to make sense in order for you to have a good play here and be able to capitalize on this trend, on this momentum, on where our industry and our world is going to, where everything's online based, e-commerce. What do you think?
I mean, it really depends. If you're the thing is, when you own a warehouse, you can do so many different things with it. You can lease it. You can start doing your own business from in there. There's people who even buy it and they do crypto mining in the warehouse. There's people who buy it and do fulfillment centers. There's people who buy and do auto body shops. There's so many different things that you can do with a warehouse. But if you're looking to compete with Amazon, these places, you got to look at ports, entries where transportation is being done, along small airports, along waterways, because they're your access to where trade is going on.
Warehouses have gone up big time in the last 2 years. And even aside from e-commerce online, but just warehouses alone, because of even the what happened with COVID, people losing homes, rents being all-time highs, and people have to move. People have to store their stuff away. And warehouse storages are a great place, and the only really places where they're going to really store it and know that it's safe, and they're paying a lower price to keep their stuff stored in. So I'm just talking about the warehouse storage concepts alone are just great concepts. I feel as investments in the world we live in now, because they have, like you said, they have so many different ways of usage that we can capitalize on, whether it's a fulfillment center, a storage units, a ghost kitchen,
You can do anything with them.
Running your business, renting it out, using it as a venue space, even a gallery space. There's so many usages of a warehouse.
Yeah, having a warehouse definitely makes a lot of sense if you're able to afford it and
Are you going to own one?
Yeah, the opportunity presents itself. I'll do it. I'm not opposed to buying anything. I even own NFTs, so I'm not opposed to it. I'm just opposed to people who are not doing their homework and their research.
Do your homework. That's it. Brian, hit us with the last topic.
So Jerome Powell came out and said that inflation is real. It's here and it's happening, which is obvious. I've been going to eat and I just haven't noticed that my bill's been much more expensive, right? Who would have thought inflation was here?
Brian looked at his credit card the other day.
And I almost had to decline it.
Brian almost ran a decline. He almost said that his car got lost.
Yeah, man. No, it's crazy. It's crazy how much everything has gone up. You go to the supermarket. I just bought a few things. I dropped $100.
Buying like 5 items.
5 items. So it's ridiculous. What sucks about inflation is this, and I'm going to talk about real estate for a little bit. The people who are, all right, so the homeowners or future homeowners are looking to buy, because inflation's going up, they're really in a tough spot, because guess what? If you live in a high market like Miami, where prices are so much expensive and people are buying with cash or they're putting larger deposits down for these properties, inflation's going up, that's just going to put you in a disadvantage. Yeah. Now, what happens if interest rates go up, but now prices don't go down?
Because right now the interest rates are lower.
Right now the interest rates are lower, but
they will go up.
The Federal Reserve, what they have to do to balance inflation is that they're going to have to raise interest rates pretty quickly to slow down inflation.
Yeah, to start bringing it down.
And that's the thing I tell people, like, oh, Brian, is there going to be a crash in the market? Should I buy real estate? Honestly, if you look at the numbers, what's going to happen is if the interest rates go up, you're going to afford less home.
So Brian, what do you think is going to happen? And what's your recommendation for people who want to buy real estate?
For people who want to buy real estate, if you can do it, real estate's always been a great hedge against inflation. It's great. That's why I've seen people have been diving into it. Stocks. When inflation goes up, you're going to see a lot of assets go up, a lot of asset classes like stocks. You're going to see houses, a lot of things are going to go up. But you really got to, if you're able to do it for yourself in that position, I would say start buying some of your mutual funds, start invest, be diversified. You don't want to be stuck.
Like Brian said, a lot of things go up.
A lot of things go up. You don't want to keep your money in your bank account because inflation is going to eat up your dollar and it's not going to have the same purchasing power.
Yeah. Love it. Guys, if you got value out of this, if there's one thing in here that you know you can apply today, we'd really appreciate it if you shared this video with your friends, your family, your loved ones, your coworkers, your acquaintances, everybody. Drop a like, drop a comment, leave feedback, leave a review, because the more love you show us, the more love we can show back. And remember, everything is going up.